Good morning, fellow yogis. I had to go and turn on my music. It's a beautiful August morning. I hope you are all doing well. I'm sorry I wasn't with you last week, but we had some construction going on in the house. So I was a little bit limited in my space. Today we are going to cover the last of the Warrior series that I'm going to cover in this session, and it is called Reverse Warrior. There's also Warrior 3, but it's rather intense, so I think I'll hold off on that for a while until we have a little more experience. Reverse Warrior, it is a combination of two poses we've already done, lateral flexion and Warrior 2. There's all the Warrior series have the same benefits. And by the way, I wanted to say one thing about benefits that I talk about is you really don't get to reap and sink your teeth into the real benefits until you're practicing a yoga practice altogether to integrate all the different poses. And that's when you really get to reap these benefits. You can't wake up in the morning and do Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Reverse Warrior, and think you're going to get these wonderful benefits. You might be able to get some, but you really need to be practicing an entire yoga practice. And that can be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half, 2 or 3 times a week. So the benefits, let's talk about the benefits one more time. There's mental and physical benefits. Mentally, the Warrior series allows you to have stress relief. It's a great tool for anger management, and it empowers you and gives you determination and focus to reach goals. Whatever goals you have, whether it's a daily goal or a lifetime goal. Physically, the Warrior series is great for hip flexors, to stretch those hip flexors, which were also tight in, and those calves, great stretching for calves. You build strength in your quads, in your hamstrings, your back, your shoulders. And in Reverse Warrior, we're going to be doing a side bend, and you'll get some nice stretching here in your obliques. So to begin with, let's go over and get into our Warrior 2 pose, so that we can transition into our reverse Warrior with a lateral flexion. It's really fun. Say good morning to Miss Chloe, Miss Yogi. I don't think you can see them, but I have my elephants lined up here too. Okay. We are going to start by getting into our Warrior 2 position. So stand in your best of mountain poses with your tummy, your tush tucked in, and your tush tucked in, your tummy tucked in, shoulders down, chest open, and something is pulling you up from the crown of your head. Your head is over your heart, is over your pelvis. Pivot or pick up your foot on the ball of your foot and step back. You can step back as far as you want or as short as you want. Short stance, that's fine. That's for if you're feeling like you're not very stable. Medium, you're feeling a little more stable. And back, you're feeling really stable. Now the farther back you go, the more heat you will build during the pose, and the more strength you will build in your muscles. So if you are in a short stance, your goal is to go back one little teeny hair every time you practice. Okay? I'm going to go into a medium today because I need to talk to you. You're on the ball of your foot. You're going to drop your heel, and you're going to make sure that those heels are lined up. Your back foot is going to be pointing out at about 45 degrees, and you're going to put a little pressure on the back edge of that back foot. Do not twist your ankle. Do not move to put that pressure with your body to put pressure on there. Just kind of press down with the back edge of that foot. It will really help you stay stable when you start sinking in up and down into the warrior position. Front foot is facing forward. And what about this knee? Oh yes, directly over that ankle. Don't you even think about this. Don't you even think about that. And during your posing, and this is through all the posing, you may need to realign. And that's okay, because that means you're mindful in your body positioning. If you're thinking, if you're in the middle of something and you go, oh, I don't think my shoulders are down, I've got to realign them. Excellent. You're being mindful. And that's what this is all about. So, now we're going to face the long edge of our mat, and our headlights, our hip headlights and our shoulder headlights are pointed forward. If this is hard for you to do, and for most people it is hard at first to really get their body lined up like this. If you can only get to here, that's okay. Tomorrow you will get to here, and the next day to here. It's a journey. It's a journey. And your goal is to be here. If you're here, at someday you're going to be here. Now, your arms. We're going to go into Warrior Two, remember. So they go up and they face the opposite walls. Shoulders down, head over heart, over pelvis. Be mindful, be mindful. And then look, gaze over your front arm, over these fingers. Gaze way out. I'm going to reach out there today. I'm going to get there. See, I'm realigning myself right now. Now, we are going to go into reverse warrior. Boy, I hope I get these words all right today. Take your back arm and drop it down to your thigh, your back thigh. Keep this leg straight, not hyperextended, just straight. And then bring your palm up of your front hand and start raising it up overhead. Straight overhead. Point these little fingers straight up to the sky. Because remember, you were here and you were gazing out. Now you're going to look up and you're going to gaze up. Go ahead and look up at that, look up at those fingers. There you go. You're in reverse warrior. If you would like to build a little bit of heat, you can start sinking. You sink by widening your stance. Keep that knee over the ankle and sink down. And then gently, oh so gently, lean over. Don't lean over like that. Take your whole torso over, gently, maybe an inch. Looking up. Keep that arm straight, and then come back up. Down, take a deep belly breath. Let it out. And as you let it out, come back up. Always leave this arm straight up. Now, if you're a shoulder person with some shoulder issues, and this is too much, you can leave your hands in Anjali Mudra, or prayer position. You can leave them down at the side, or maybe you could leave this arm down and this on your hip. It's fine. You can still do a little bit of a side bend. You're still getting that side bend and stretching those obliques. Now I want to remind you, when you're in a yoga class, you'll do this on both sides. You won't just do it on one side. You'll do it on both sides. There we go. Also, if your knee is bothering you, oh, I caught my knee going out. Boy, stay back there. If your knee is bothering you, don't bend it as much. You don't need to bend it. You don't need to bend or sink into Reverse Warrior as deep as you would like to. You'll build up to it, but be mindful of your knee. Options. Your stance. You can be as wide or as short as you need to be. This is pretty short. This is medium short. And this is wider. And some people can even go wider. Just make sure you keep those heels aligned. What are the common misalignments in this pose? The knee. I've cut my knee several times. Being wobbly. What's that all about? I'm teaching this. You stay there. You may press too hard with this hand coming down. Don't press into this thigh. Let it rest there. Just let it rest there. This arm bending over. This is not what we're doing. We are bending over like I'm a little teapot. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. One movement over and back. Sometimes people want to lean forward or lean back. You don't want to do that. That's a common misalignment. Have I thought of it? Have I thought of all the misalignments? The knees and the shoulders and the arm. I think so. You want to have a certain dynamic tension here. You don't want to be loosey-goosey. You want to have a certain amount of tension. That's good. Now, how do we get out of this? Let's go back to Warrior Two. Put your front foot forward. So now both of your feet are forward, hands down at your hips, and go heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And you're back into mountain. Let's take a deep breath. One more. Always remember that when you lift your arms overhead, you don't have to lift them all the way. You can just take a deep breath and go down. There. Okay. Every strong soul shines after a very big storm. I know a lot of us are facing a lot of storms right now in our lives with all the virus issues and the political issues and the civil rights issues, and they're all really wearing down on us, but your soul will shine after these storms. We'll see you next time. Namaste. Bye-bye.